SFUSD, that's the place to be. SFUSD, bienvenidos a Tijuana. SFUSD, everyone come and see. SFUSD, join our family. S is for students, F for families too. U is for united, talking about me and you. S for solidarity, D is for diversity. SFUSD.
Hello there, scientists. Happy middle of the week. How are you today? Many of you are doing well. I love hearing that. I'm doing really well too. I was looking through the questions that students submitted, and I have another animal one picked out for today. But what did we learn about the last 2 days? Oh, you're right. We learned about aquatic, water, terrestrial, land, and amphibious, land and water, animals. We also focused our learning specifically on frogs. Let me try to remember their life cycle. They start as eyes. Oh, you're right. They just look like eyes. But they start as eggs. And then after their eggs, they're tad something. A tad older? That's not right. Tadpoles? Oh, yes. Okay, great job. After they're tadpoles, they're froglets. And then eventually they're frogs. Ha! Then they can lay eggs and start the cycle over again. What an exciting cycle. I'm ready to continue cycling through our student questions. I have a new one for today. The question we received today is also in Spanish, but remember, I'll translate it in case you don't know Spanish. The question is from a second grade scientist at Dolores Huerta Elementary. ¿Cómo están los animales en el zoológico? Which can mean two things. How are the animals at the zoo? Or how are the animals at the zoo doing? You know, like their feelings. Which question makes more sense for our scientific research? I agree. The translation, how are animals at the zoo, makes a bit more sense. I want to change it just a little though. How about, how do animals end up in the zoo? I think that question makes more sense. Why don't we write it down together? You can write it in your science notebook. How do animals end up in the zoo? Ooh. Did we put a period? No, question mark. Because it's a question. How do animals end up in the zoo? All right, I have our question written down, and let's start learning. How many of you have been to a zoo before? Wow, so many of you have been to zoos. I've been to a couple of zoos in my life too. What do you notice about zoos? Yes. I'm gonna write some of your responses, and you can write them too. So I heard students say that there are animals there. Yes, that's the whole point of them. Let's write animals. Animals. And zoo is short for zoological park. Zoology is the study of animals. That's why they have that name. Another thing that I had heard some zoologists here say is that zoos have habitats for the animals. That's right, they do. And I love that you remembered the scientific term for home. I'm gonna write habitat on our paper. And remember, you can follow along and write this in your notebook. So at zoos, I'm gonna put this up here. There's animals and habitats. Habitats. Okay, so these two things are the most essential to a zoo. You need animals and a place for them to live where they can get their needs met. Habitats have to meet living beings' needs in order for it to survive and thrive. But zoos didn't really start off the way that we see them now. A while back now, very, very rich families would have private collections of animals. They would do this to show off how much money they had. But over time, this started to change. Eventually, people wanted to be able to see animals from other countries in their own countries. So zoological parks, or zoos, started to become popular. People were also more interested in science, so they thought that a great way to study animals was to create a park for them. And most major cities now have their own zoos, like here in San Francisco, and the next city over, Oakland. Now, zoos still serve as a place to learn and observe animals, but they've also become refuge for animals that are becoming extinct. Have you heard of that word before? Extinct? Yeah, some of you have heard that word, and it's usually used when we talk about dinosaurs. Extinct means that something no longer exists. And this could be for any living thing, plant or animal. Animals that are close to extinction are sometimes kept in zoos so that they can be safe from hunters or so that they can find ways to continue that animal's life cycle and start another. But sometimes animals that don't need to be protected are in zoos, and this isn't always great for the animals. They're taken from their natural habitats and taken to much smaller ones. There's a lot to consider with zoos. They can help us learn a lot about animals and help us learn more about the world. But sometimes they also change an animal's life a lot. But you could still enjoy zoos. We just know a bit more about them now. Well, científicos, I hope you enjoyed learning about animals in the zoo. What was something new for you? I'm glad that you learned that. Zoos are fun and educational. I hope you can go to one soon. Please enjoy the rest of the episode, and thank you so much for learning with me. I can't wait to see what we learn about tomorrow.
Ohayo gozaimasu. Watashi wa name Maestra Luna Vázquez desu. Buenos días. Mi nombre es Maestra Luna Vázquez. Good morning. My name is Maestra Luna Vázquez. Today we are going to learn a Japanese folk song, and we will sing it in Japanese, in English, and in Spanish. This song is about fireflies. Fireflies are magical little creatures that flit through the forest. Here is a song titled Hotaru Koi. Hotaru koi, achi no mizu wa nigai zo, kochi no mizu wa amai zo. Hotaru koi. Ven, Lucy Ernaga, el agua allí está amarga. El agua aquí está sabrosa. Ven, Lucy Ernaga. Come, little firefly. The water over there is bitter to taste. The water over here is sweet to taste. Come, little firefly. Domo arigato gozaimasu. Muchas gracias. And thank you. I hope you enjoyed learning a Japanese folk song about fireflies. They are magical creatures, and someday you will see them flying through the forest.
Hi kids, it's Mr. Wade with San Francisco Ballet's Dance in Schools and Communities program, here to share some instruments with you today that are all in the doumbek family. That here in the United States, that's what we call these doumbeks. Now, they're from North Africa, the Middle East, and a country called Turkey on the border of Asia and Europe, and there are many different names. In Egypt, they call it the tabla. In Turkey, they call it the darbuka. In Lebanon, the derbeki. And in Iran, they call it the tombak. And there's other names I'm sure I don't know. I'm still learning. And they're made from metal, Most of these are made from metal, like brass or aluminum. Some have beautiful designs. And I have one special one here that is ceramic, and it has a more traditional skin, a fish skin. All the other ones have plastic skins. But before there was the plastic, it was only animal skin and fish skin. So let me give you an example of the rhythm I'm going to teach you today. So it goes like this. So that's what I wanted you to hear on the ceramic drum. Now I'm going to give you a special one that has a tambourine inside that has a little different sound, and it goes like this. You can hear the tambourine inside. That's very specialized. I wanted you to hear that. And now I'm going to play this big one over here that has beautiful designs on it from Egypt, and we're going to learn that rhythm. So we're going to say doom and beck for low and high. Doom, beck. And the rhythm has 5 notes, and it has 4 dooms and 1 beck, and it goes like this. Doom, 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 beck. Doom, 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 beck. On the drum. Now I'm going to do the rhythm, and you can sing along with it, doom, 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 beck. Dance along with it, play it on your belly, play it on a chair or a table, and I'm going to play it for a little while so you can dance and sing it and play. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put in a little extra flavor, spices. So that's a very famous rhythm that they play in North Africa and the Middle East. And almost always when you have these drums, like so many places in the world, there is dance too. In America, in English, we know it as belly dance, but there's many names and different traditional dances that go with these different rhythms. So again, this whole family of drums all fit in the doumbek family, but they have their special names. Thank you for going on this journey with me to learn about the doumbek. See you later. Bye.
Hi, my name is Ms. Diana, and I work at Monroe Elementary School. And today I'm going to read to you one of my favorite books, Mama, Do You Love Me, by Barbara M. Josie, and illustrated by Barbara Lavelli. This is brought to you by Chronicle Books. Mama, do you love me? Mama, do you love me? Mama, do you love me? Yes, I do, dear one. How much? I love you more than the raven loves his treasure, more than the dog loves his tail, more than the whale loves his spout. There's a raven, our dog, our whale. How long? I'll love you until the umiak flies into the darkness, till the stars turn to fish in the sky, and the puffin howls at the moon. Mama, what if I carried our eggs, our ptarmigan eggs, and I tried to be careful and I tried to walk slowly, but I fell and the eggs broke? Then I would be sorry, but still I would love you. What if I put salmon in your parka, and ermine in your mittens, and lemmings in your mucklucks? Let's see. Oh, there's salmon in her parka. There are ermine crawling around in her mittens, and there are little lemmings in her mucklucks, which are her boots. Then I would be angry. What if I threw water at our lamp, then, dear one, I would be very angry, but still I would love you. What if I ran away? Then I would be worried. What if I stayed away and sang with the wolves and slept in a cave? Then, dear one, I would be very sad, but still I would love you. What if I turned into a musk ox? Then I would be surprised. What if I turned into a walrus? Then I would be surprised and a little scared. There's our musk ox. There's our walrus. What if I turned into a polar bear and I was the meanest bear you ever saw, and I had sharp, shiny teeth, and I chased you into your tent and you cried? Then I would be very surprised and very scared. But still, inside the bear, you would be you, and I would love you. I will love you forever and for always, because you are my dear one. And then we have some information at the back about some of these amazing native Arctic animals and Inuit words. I hope you enjoyed Mama, Do You Love Me? This book makes me think about how in my family we show each other that we love each other and how we support each other even when we're not doing the right thing. But we love each other because we love each other. I hope you have a great day, SF Loves Learning.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another lesson of San Francisco Loves Physical Education. My name is Mr. Kelder. Today we're going to practice a Tabata, that improves the strength and muscular endurance of the core of our body. The core of our body includes our stomach, the side of our stomach, and our lower back. Our stomach muscles are called our abdominal muscles, and the side of our stomach muscles are called our oblique muscles. In case you forgot, a Tabata is a short, high-intensity activity that gets your body healthier. Today, our Tabata will include 7 different activities, and they'll each last 20 seconds. And every activity today will make the core of our body stronger. Before you start, you'll need to make sure you have a really safe space where you won't bump into anything and nothing will bump into you. I'm gonna start in about 5 seconds, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay my body perfectly flat on the ground for an activity I love and a meal I love called spaghetti and meatballs. Starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. I get my arms straight and then I hug myself. And I get my arms straight and I hug myself. And I get my arms straight and I hug myself. And the whole time I'm using the core of my body, including my stomach and my lower back, to bring my legs up and to hug myself. This is called spaghetti and this is called meatballs. Spaghetti and meatballs. And then I rest and I get ready for my second activity, which is called a forearm plank. To do a forearm plank, I get on my forearms and I hold myself above the ground with just my forearms and my feet. And I hold this position for 20 seconds. And the whole time I'm using the core of my body to stabilize myself and to stay up in the air. Oh, I can feel it already. Here we go. We can do this. And then I rest for 10 seconds and I flip over to do sit-ups. Sit-ups are where I lay on my back with my arms across my chest, my knees are bent, and I sit myself up and I sit back down. And I sit up and I sit back down. and I sit up, and I sit back down, and I sit up, and I sit back down. And I'm using the core of my body, my stomach, to lift myself up and to bring myself back down. And I'm getting stronger as I do this. The fourth activity is called a V-sit. And a V-sit is where I balance on my bottom with my feet in the air. And I get my feet up in the air, and I get my arms straight like this, and I hold myself in this position for 20 seconds. I'm starting to sweat. My muscles are getting a little bit sore, especially my stomach muscles, because I'm getting the core of my body so much stronger. And I just hold this position, and then I rest, and I get ready for my next activity, which is leg raises. We have 3 more to go. I'm gonna lay on my back. I'm gonna bring my feet all the way up, and then all the way down, and all the way up. And I'm using the core of my body, especially my lower back in this one, and my stomach muscles, called my abdominal muscles, to bring my legs up and to bring my legs down. Bring my legs up, bring my legs down. And I go all the way up, and I go all the way down. And then I rest for 10 seconds, and I have 2 more to go. Next one is called the side plank. And I get on the side of my body with my forearm on the ground, and I'm gonna push myself up. So the middle of my body is off the ground, and I'm using my oblique muscles, the muscles on the side of my body, to hold myself up. And I can feel it already. Oh boy, we're getting healthy, we're getting stronger, and we're doing it together. And I rest, and I have 1 more to go. I do this fancy spin, shoo, where I spin around. I get my other side plank ready, and I'm gonna rise up off the ground. And I hold myself up like this, with my forearm on the ground. And my oblique muscles in the side of my body are getting stronger as I hold this. And I'm starting to sweat a little bit. I'm getting a little bit sore, but I know my muscles are getting stronger as I do this. And then I rest. And I have finished our Tabata, and you have finished your core Tabata. And the core of our body is so much stronger. We got our stomach muscles stronger, called our abdominals. We got our oblique muscles stronger, which are the side of our stomach, and we got our lower back stronger as well. Thank you so much for doing this core Tabata with me. Thanks for getting healthy with me, and take care, everybody. Bye.
Hi scientists, my name's Marina and I am a naturalist for Neighborhood Nature. It's nice to meet you. I'm originally from Los Angeles. I moved to San Francisco to go to college. I graduated from SF State with a degree in recreation, parks, and tourism management.
I've always loved being in nature, which is why I went to school to study how to work outside. I found over the years that the best way for me to learn is by moving around, making observations, and connecting them back to things that I've learned at school or at home. Even though I'm a naturalist now, it wasn't until very recently that I discovered that I'm a scientist too.
I thought scientists work in labs and run tests all day. But actually, asking questions and making observations are things that scientists do too. I've been thinking like a scientist all along, ever since the first time I went to a park and saw something that made me wonder. Even when I was your age. If you like being outside or observing the world around you, I hope you see yourself as a scientist too. A fun fact about me is that I'm a fire dancer. I have performed professionally from many places around the Bay Area. That's me dancing in the orange jumpsuit. But remember, I am a trained expert, and only trained adults may work with fire. Other than fire dancing, some of my hobbies include hula hooping, hiking, and gardening. This is my garden. I love working with plants because I see life grow before my eyes. It's a beautiful thing to witness. My favorite thing to grow is potatoes. Sometimes I have to pull out plants that don't belong with my potatoes to keep them healthy. That's called weeding, and it's an important part of gardening. After I pull the weeds, I throw all the green waste into the compost bin. Do you ever throw anything in the compost bin? Maybe food scraps. Food scraps and green waste go through a process that turns the compost back into soil. It's nature's way of recycling. And then we can use that recycled dirt to plant and grow more food. I used compost-rich soil to grow this kale, lettuce, and other leafy greens. Maybe you use the 3-bin system where you live or at school too. The green, blue, and black bin play an important part of taking care of our environment. I became a naturalist because I wanted to take care of the environment. I wanted to teach people how to be nature heroes. To me, that means teaching them how to impact the environment less. You are probably a nature hero already if you practice composting, recycling, or throwing away your trash properly. I challenge you to teach someone you know about what goes into each of the 3 system bins: landfill, recycling, or compost.
We need nature heroes like you and me to help teach our friends and family how to make this world a better place. To learn about how to use the 3-bin system, go to www.sfrecycles.org. Thanks for getting to know me on this episode of Neighborhood Nature.
We look forward to learning more ways to take care of our neighborhood parks next time on Neighborhood Nature.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video.
Catch us next time on Neighborhood Nature.
Hello, I'm Superintendent Dr. Vincent Matthews of the San Francisco Unified School District. It made me so happy to spend time with you today. I hope you had fun too.
What did you make on the show today? Submit your content here using the QR code or go to bit.ly/SFUSD. Yes, why yes. And watch all of our episodes at sfusd.edu/SF-Loves-Learning.
And now it's time to say goodbye. So let's sing our goodbye song. For this song, you have to use your whole body. Will you sing it with me? Are you ready? Wave high, wave low. For now, it's time to go. Wave your elbows, wave your toes, wave your tongue, and wave your nose. Wave your knees, wave your lips. Blow a kiss with your fingertips. Wave your ears, wave your hair, wave your belly, and wave your derriere. Wave your chin, wave your eye. For now it's time to say goodbye. Bye-bye.
SFUSD, that's the place to be. SFUSD, bienvenidos a Tijuana. SFUSD, everyone come and see. SFUSD, join our family.